Celestial beings coming down to Earth. Gods descending from the sky. Can these events only be found in the ancient legends of the Zuni? Do similar accounts exist in other cultures and other religions across the world? And if so, what is the explanation?
We have to remind ourselves that our ancestors were highly intelligent. However, their technological frame of reference was different than our technological frame of reference. So they didn't have the vocabulary with which to describe or with which to name certain things that they saw. So what did they do? They used words that they were familiar with in their time, and so they tried to describe whatever they witnessed to the best of their abilities with their vocabulary.
Ancient China also shared some of the same beliefs that can be found in Egyptian, Native American, and Dogon legends, that deities arrived from the stars. According to Chinese mythology dating back to 3000 BC, when the god named Wong D was born, there was a radiance from the great star Qi. Wong D would later emerge from the belly of a fire-breathing dragon to become China's first emperor.
The origins of the Han Chinese people start with a story of a great god looking down with empathy. Here were people in poverty, in a beautiful, rich country, and the landscape profound, but the people were suffering. He took pity and decided to come down.
Wong Di arrived on planet Earth in a flying dragon. He had the power of flight. Wong Di could be anywhere within minutes, and he usually accomplished this by hopping on his dragon and flying somewhere.
Now this divine energy becomes human and is a great leader, the Yellow Emperor, who rules and unites the people, and there is a period of great prosperity until his work is done.
Wong Di brought order to the chaos, creating China's first empire. He is seen as a cultural hero and is credited with the invention of the compass, acupuncture, and the standardization of Chinese writing. One of his greatest legacies is the Great Wall of China.
When the land is prosperous, he decides it's time to go. And the great yellow dragon comes back, and he gets back into the belly of the dragon and flies off forever.
Now, were these dragons truly dragons in a biological nature? Or were they misinterpreted types of machines? Because, as we all know, dragons are always correlated with spewing fire and a lot of smoke. Whenever we see a modern rocket take off, there's all this smoke, and sometimes the smoke is yellow and sometimes it's red. So it's very bizarre how we have these correlations between the ancient times and modern times today.
Mythology is the effort to grasp what we can't grasp, to understand what is beyond us. In the Eastern teachings, the dragons very often carry people, sometimes on their back, sometimes inside their bellies. So if we think of them as a poet's effort to explain a vehicle that was strange to them, well, those sound like flying saucers. So it might just be a problem of translation, because after all, it's just a word. It's trying to describe something that's very difficult to grasp.
4,000 miles west of China, another tale of celestial beings influencing civilization can be found, this time in what is now modern-day Iraq. The Babylonian legend of Enuma Elish dates back to the 7th century BC. The text was first discovered in 1849 by British archaeologist Sir Austin Henry Layard while searching the ruins of the library of Ashurbanipal in Nineveh. The story tells of how the first humans were created by an extraterrestrial race known as the Anunnaki.
In the ancient texts of Sumeria, we have descriptions of these beings descending from the sky called the Anunnaki. The term Anunnaki means those who from the heavens came. It says, word for word, that these beings descended in flying vehicles from the sky. And we can find not only descriptions of the Anunnaki, but also depictions. And we can see them in statues, in carvings. So it's all very interesting to see that those beings looked like modern-day space travelers with weird suits. Some of them wore wristwatches, they had boots on and helmets, and above all, wings. And they were always described or depicted in floating above some quote-unquote regular people. So the question is, who were the Anunnaki? And according to the ancient astronaut hypothesis, they were space travelers who visited Earth in the remote past.
Similar themes can be found in the legends of Greek and Roman gods, which also describe events that some interpret as extraterrestrial contact. Both cultures believed in powerful gods who lived in the heavens and often came down to Earth to interact with humans.
A well-known example is Zeus and the Greek gods, and they've come down from the sky and Mount Olympus, where they live in some mountain, and they're bringing really civilization and sciences to mankind. But they have many human attributes too, where they're attracted to human women. They want to have sex and children with as many of them as they can, and then they go back into the sky.
These ideas of gods mating with humans are very commonplace, like Zeus in Greek mythology was always coming down and mating with mortals and producing demigods like Hercules or Helen of Troy, who were exceptionally beautiful, exceptionally powerful, unusually gifted in every way. So in other words, you were creating a better race in this sense.
In the ancient astronaut opinion, the whole pantheon of gods that we have in ancient Greece consists of nothing else but flesh and blood extraterrestrials who were misinterpreted as being these divine creatures by our ancestors.